What's good, YouTube? It's your boy P Money. So Blazers get a 121-119 victory over the Dallas Mavericks in the Mavericks home over Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis having excellent games. But it was a steady hand of two familiar foes and Dame Lillard, of course, and CJ McCollum. And tonight, CJ McCollum becomes the second all-time three-point maker in Blazers history, hitting a three in the fourth quarter. So general salute to CJ McCollum, who ends up finishing with 35 points on an excellent 13 of 26 shooting. He goes 1 of 4 from 3, has 6 rebounds, 4 assists, only 2 turnovers, and has 2 steals. Dame Lillard, he finished up with 28 points. He went an excellent 10 of 20 from the field, went 1 of 7 from 3, but just kept finishing at the basket at key times. Hit a big basket with 26 seconds left. He was being defended by Luka Doncic and gets all the way to the basket and finishes. He also finished up with 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, a steal, and a block. So there was just a lot of big performances, especially in that second half for the Blazers. But for the first half, the Mavs, they were cooking. They go on a 15-0 run to end the quarter with 40 points, and Blazers had actually just went on a run. The Mavs would call a timeout, and then they go 15-0. And they're up 15, 40-25, where it just pretty much erased everything that Rodney Hood did in that quarter. But Glaber, who pretty much did all his damage in that first quarter, he scored 12 points. He went 4 of 4 from the field and 2 of 2 from 3, and also had 2 rebounds. And then Doncic, in that quarter, he had 10 points. He was 3 of 7 from the field, went 0 of 2 from 3, had 5 rebounds and 3 assists. And then Porzingis, he had 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting, and then he went 0 of 2 from 3. But Rodney, he was the man in that first quarter for the Blazers. So he scored 14 points, went 5 of 6 from the field, went 3 of 3 from 3, had 2 rebounds, and then 2 steals. And then CJ, who wasn't bad in the quarter, he only had 6 points, but he went 3 of 6 from the field and 0 of 1 from 3, had a rebound and then a steal. And then at the time, Dame went 2 for 2 points on 1 of 7 shooting, goes 0 of 3 from 3, had a rebound, 2 assists, and had a turnover. So it was pretty much, that was the whole reason why they were up. And then in the second quarter, it was pretty much more the same from Doncic and Porzingis. Porzingis finished up that quarter with 18 points on 7 of 12 shooting. He goes 3 of 6 from 3, had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. He was just a terror. Looking kind of, I don't want to make comparisons, but looking a lot like Dirk Nowitzki out there with the way he was shooting the ball. I'm not saying he's Dirk Nowitzki or nothing, but he just plays like Dirk Nowitzki. Doncic finished up with 14 points on 5 of 11 shooting. Goes 0 of 4 from 3, had 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. So he was cooking up a triple-double in that first half. They ended up scoring 71 points in that first half. But CJ McCollum went off for 18 points in the second quarter to keep us in the game. And he finished up with 24 points. He was 9 of 15. Still 0 for 2 from 3, but he had 5 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. And then Rodney Hood finished up with 16 points on 6 of 8 shooting, goes 3 of 3 from 3 still, had 2 rebounds, a turnover, 2 steals, and a block. And Dame was, like I was saying, he was only held to 2 points in the first half. The bench only scored 7 points in the half. But both teams ended up shooting 50% from the field in that first half, so it was just crazy. Porzingis and Doncic were just doing their thing, just whatever they wanted to. It was working for them. But in the second half, Blazers defense showed up. You know what I mean? Dame ends up scoring 19 in the third quarter to get 21 for the game at the time. And Blazers at one point in that first half were down, or actually in the second half they were down 18. And it was just the steady hand of Dame coming up clutch, super clutch. I think he scored, I want to say 10 points in like 3 minutes. He just hit three baskets in a row, and it was just a game right there. And I was like, Blazers are gonna win this game. At that time, he was 7 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from three. Had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a turnover, and a steal. And then in that third quarter, CJ kept it going still. He hit 2 baskets, so he had 28 points on 10 of 18 shooting. Still 0 for 3 from 3. That 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a turnover, and a steal. And then Hood, he turned it up in that third quarter. He scored 4 points. He went 8 of 12 from the field, still 3 of 3 from 3. Had 5 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and a block. And then Blazers ended up losing Zach Collins to a shoulder injury. It looked more like he popped it out of place, like a dislocated shoulder. That's what I'm hoping it is, and they pop it back in place and he's good to go. But I'm sure he's not going to play tomorrow, so because we got the Spurs tomorrow, and he's probably not going to play in that, because I know that type of injury is pretty painful, so he'll probably be out a little bit, a couple games probably. But if he comes back, more power to him, man. That would be a soldier right there, because we are getting kind of thin with the big man. Like, Hassan went out, and that was a big problem for us tonight when he went down in that fourth. But Dame and CJ just kept it going. Let's see. CJ McCollum, like I was saying, he made history, Blazers history. With he has 827 made threes for the Blazers, which is second all time. He just passed Wesley Matthews today. So general salute to CJ McCollum. Let me see. Man, in the second half, man, it was just a different story. Like, Doncic and Porzingis, they kept shooting threes, but they just weren't making them. And then other guys weren't making anything either. Like Kleber, he had that big first quarter, and he only ended up making like 1 more basket or 2 more baskets the whole entire way. It was just all Dame and CJ, really, man. In the fourth quarter, Dame hits a huge basket to put the Blazers up 120-119 with 26.8 seconds left to go, man. It was a beautiful play where they had, I don't know why, they had Doncic guarding Dame, but they ended up having him, and he blows right past him for an excellent goal, not finish at the rim. And then Blazers ended up making a challenge, and this is probably the biggest challenge of the season so far, where with about, I want to say, 5.5 seconds left to go in the game, Dame makes a hell of a play against Dorian Finney-Smith, who's trying to go up for a basket. Like, he got an offensive rebound, and Dame just made an excellent play, had his hands all over the ball, made a nice swipe down, and the ball ended up being the call on the play at first was called a foul on Dame Lillard, and he was going to go shoot 2 with the Blazers down, or they were up 1. But that call pretty much changed the game as far as how it went. We ended up winning the tip because the ball was dead when the ref called the play dead. So it was a jump ball in the middle of the court, which Blazers ended up winning. Rodney Hood makes an excellent tip pass to Kent Bazemore, who hawks it down, and then Doncic had to foul Bazemore. It's about 5.5 seconds left, and Bazemore makes 1 and misses 1, and then Hazonia makes a hell of a play, who has an excellent game, mind you. He didn't score it a lot, but he had like 8 rebounds. He just made a lot of good defensive plays, drew a charge. And then this big play against Doncic where he kind of tipped the ball whenever Bazemore missed it. So Doncic couldn't get a clean look at it. He didn't get the ball cleanly. And he ended up having to advance the ball up to a little bit past half court to take a very, very far three to end the game. And the Blazers secure that win. So general salute to Hezonja, especially on defense. He played excellent defense against Porzingis a few times too. Pushed him off his spot. So Hezonja is stronger than people realize he is, because Porzingis is a big boy and he moved him off his spot. So salute to Hezonja for real. Blazers go on they just pretty much stay steady this whole entire game as far as making baskets, and they use a 62-48 second half scoring to win the game by 2. So it was just a hell of a game. The only guy really that was doing anything for the Mavs other than the 2 main stars was Seth Curry in that second half. He ended up finishing with 12 points on 4 of 10 shooting. Goes 2 of 7 from 3. He had 2 assists and 3 steals, so he did his thing, man. He had a nice steal against CJ, who was trying to advance the ball up, and we were up 1, I think, at that time, and that ended up being like a 3-point swing, because I think they scored on that possession that they got. I think Seth was the one who scored, so he had a hell of a game. So general salute to Seth Curry, even though he's over there with the Mavs now. But yeah, so like I was saying, the Blazers, they got the Spurs tomorrow night, I believe, at 5:30, and then the Mavericks, they got the Nuggets in Denver on Tuesday. So I definitely look forward to seeing how the Nuggets match up against these guys as well. I think Doncic and Porzingis again have to be on their P's and Q's for them to be able to win that game. But man, this was a great game. And I just hopefully Zach Collins isn't down for too long, because Blazers are getting really, really thin on big men right now. So I know that we made a move where Jalen Horde and Moses Brown, they both went over to a Texas G League affiliate. We might have to call Moses back up here soon. You know what I mean? I don't know how long that takes or whatever, but we just might need his services if Zach Collins is down for a while. But this is your boy P Money. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to all my supporters. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I am off this.